All right, is this on? I hope it is on. Hello. My name is Joshua Reyes. Joshua just said Reyes Rios, and I'm from Padre Rufo Bilingual School in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and I'm in ninth grade. Today, I'll be I'll be presenting my my project, the passive and the simple past tense. By me. Let's begin, shall we? Oops, sorry. The sub the subject is the noun phrase that drives the action of a sentence. In this, for example, in the sentence, Jake ate cereal. Jake is the subject. The direct object is the thing that the subject acts upon. So in the last sentence, cereal is the direct object. It's the thing Jake ate. So cereal is the direct object. Jake is the subject. So you see, Jake is subject. He's acting on the object, the cereal. He eating it. Let's go to the next slide. SVO sentence structure. In linguistic typology, subject, verb, object, or for short, SVO is a sentence structure where the subject comes first. The sub comes first, the verb second, and the object third. SVO is the second most common order by number of known languages after SOV, subject object verb. For if you want to know what subject object verb is let's say I me and my toy played all day. Let's say that I'm the subject, my toy is the object, and the verb is played. So that how it will be said. Now let's get back to SVO. But I have three examples. The woman built a strong stone wall. The woman is a subject. Built is a verb. It's make it having the subject make an action. Now the verb, a strong stone wall. Well, the object, the the verb is acting on the object, a strong stone wall. The woman built, she built a strong stone wall. So V verbs help the subject do action. The verb does the action to the object. Next is the children eat buns, cakes, and biscuits. The children is the subject. Eat is the verb because they're eating. Buns, cakes, and biscuits are the object because that's what they put in the action towards. That the verb always acts upon the object. The professor threw an orange. The professor, subject, threw, verb, an orange, object. Now, if you understand it, let's keep on going. Next slide. Direct object, English and Italian. Now, I had a little glitch on this, so the left side of the column is English, right is Italian. Now, as you can see here, English and Italian are almost close to the same to each other. Now, me in Italian is me, so I'm not really good at pronunciating other languages, but or and fish is pesque, pesque. Marie, Maria. I know it sounds it's worded a different way, just I don't know how to. chocolate, cioccolato. A new car, un nuovo auto. See, it sounds almost close to English. Now let's go to the next one. Subject pronouns English to Italian. Again, it says right here, left English, right Italian. I will be io, you, we, voi, he, lui, she, lei, it, essa. Now, let's say, for example, io went to the store. I went to the store. Or have you seen is lei at school? See I'm using the Italian words. It's it sounds weird, but you get it. All right, my favorite slide: transitive and intransitive verbs. A verb can be described as transitive or intransitive based on whether it requires an object to express a complete thought or not. A transitive verb is one that only makes sense if it exerts its action on an object. An intransitive verb will make sense without one. Some, sorry, big ad. Sorry. Makes sense without one. Some verbs may be used both ways. An example for transitive verbs is Rick drove his car. See, drove is the action, is is the verb. It's he's driving his car, and his car is the object, of course. Jessica kissed Jacob. Again, kissed, the verb. Jacob, the object. Sadly, is person, but object. Josh bought new shoes. Josh bought new shoes. He paid for new shoes. So the verb is bought, and new shoes is the object. See, how it works with the verbs, or it requires an object to understand it. That if you just said Rick drove or Jessica kissed, Josh bought, it could really mean anything. Josh drove a boat, a plane, or Jessica kissed a frog, let's say, or Josh bought uh, a turtle, let's say that. An example for intransitive verbs: he fainted, a vulture soared effortlessly overhead, sharks are congregating near the raft. You see how it works without the object? He fainted. He fainted. There's nothing really about that. A vulture soared effortlessly overhead. A sharks are congregating near the raft. Don't need an object. But if you was gonna make a transitive verb, let's say he fainted on the football field. Let's say that he fainted on the football field. Now it's a transitive verb. Let's go to the next slide. Prepositional phrases. Let me get close so I make sure that you guys are listening. A prepositional phrase is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any word that modify the object. Most of the time, a prepositional phrase is modifies a verb or a noun. These two kind of prepositional phrases are called adverbial phrases and adjective phrases, respectively. respectively. And an example of this is she caught the bus on time. On time is a prepositional phrase. It consists of a preposition on and a noun time. See, with preposition on, it needs a little bit help. So time, it helps it modifies it so it actually makes sense. So whatever you're writing has sense with it. See, on, you don't understand. But when you add time, on time, so she made it. All right, next slide. Okay, past participle. The past participle is often, but not always, formed by adding the suffix ed to a verb. It can also be paired with an auxiliary verb like was, were, has, and had to show that an action has been completed. Verb form to be plus past participle equals passive voice. No, a past participle typically ends in ed and is used for perfect and passive tenses. Still, not true. You you don't really need one to make a past participle. Active and passive voice. Active voice means that a sentence has a subject that acts upon its verb. Passive voice means that a subject is a recipient of the verb's action. In English grammar, verbs have five properties: voice, mood, tense, person, and number. Here, we are concerned with voice. Or not. Well, yes. The two grammatical voices are active and passive. Example of an active is I do my homework. See, see how I said it making you think I am doing my homework while I'm speaking to you. Now, example of a passive voice is my homework is done. See, see how I said you on the last slide you don't need ed. Ed, some words can mean past. So my homework is done. You can hear is done. Done. That means no more homework, no more work. I finished it. Now, next slide. These are real passive news headlines that I found online. You can find themselves. So, a photographer was shot in the eye. A photographer. The word was makes it a passive. Passive because meaning that it's not in the future or in the present or in active. Again, example of you don't really need ed that is not really used much. Well, not often. You understand. African Americans marched and protested for the death of George Floyd. Now, this is a hard subject, but as you can see, marched and protested have a suffix of ed. So see how it still works? Marched and protested. A Christmas Story fan buys house where they filmed the movie. Again, using the suffix ed, filmed. Now, this one has three: murdered, former, and jailed. See, a burglar who murdered former Navy officer jailed for 27 years. The burglar murdered, killed. Former, so he's not a Navy officer. He's probably retired or even a veteran. Jailed, that means he's already in jail for 27 years. So he might be still in jail or already out. Woman jailed for killing man by pushing him under tram. I know it's kind of dark because killing people, but don't worry. Jailed, still using suffix ed. Now you can't. If I was gonna use without a ed, I would say a woman was jailed for killing man. It's still the same thing, but I said added was. Up to 100 prisoners on short sentences to be given right to vote. Now they were given the right to vote, so that means they could vote now, because on short sentences that means they're on short. Now on the next one, formula. This is the formula how to make one of these sentences. Object plus was were plus a past participle of a main verb. Now you can see the arrows pointing at the ring. It's supposed to say object. Let me hold on. Give me a second here. Let me just fix that real quick. Now while I'm fixing this, I won't keep talking. So example is like a ring. Ring was given to Joe and Mary. Ring is an object. Was is the second part, and the part past participle is given to Joe and Mary. Let's go to the next one. See here you can find you see the links to the story that I told you about. A reporter cries on live TV, I'm getting shot, I'm getting shot. New York Times, March on Washington, George Floyd, family urges protesters to be his legacy. BBC. And I found the real photo of the story headline of the story. A Christmas story fan buys house filmed where film family lived. On the next page you can find them too. Now this is my video. I hope you guys liked it. Again, my name is Joshua. This is Reyes Real from Beninga Para Rufo, and I hope you enjoyed.